A hotel handyman's life changes when the lavish bedtime stories he tells his niece and nephew start to magically come true.
Welcome to the Walt Vault with
Michelle,
Andre,
Louise,
and me, Emily. We're a family-friendly podcast where we pick a new Disney movie each week. We watch it, share our thoughts, and then relate it to pop culture, fandoms, and anything else that pops into our heads. Enjoy!
hello and welcome to the Walt Vault, episode 79.
You know, you really have that voice down. Like that, it gets more and more regal every time you do it.
I mean, after 79 episodes.
That's my it's time to start podcasting voice.
Yeah, everyone get it together. It's time to podcast.
I'll have you know, guys, that the podcast baby Adeline is wearing a hat that says Bad Hair Day on it. It's pretty cute.
Yeah. I bought that hat yesterday with full intentions of wearing it every day.
Oh.
Nice.
Well,
now it's Adeline.
I know, right? Who never has bad hair?
Mine is yours. This week, we are talking about the 2008 live-action film Bedtime Stories.
Bedtime Stories.
Starring Adam Sandler.
Bedtime Stories.
This movie was directed by a Mr. Adam Shankman, and this dude has directed what's that? A Walk to Remember, and what's the other thing that he directed? Another Disney movie. I think it's like 17 again.
Jeez. Okay.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's eclectic.
Yeah, an interesting little resume.
Okay.
This dude's got.
All right.
But
so here's my question before we get started. Does Adam Sandler usually direct movies,
no.
Oh, okay.
He does not.
So the Happy Madison just is the
it's the production company.
The production.
However, a guy who has written a ton of Adam Sandler movies, what's his name? Tim Herlihy. Herlihy.
Herlihy.
It's spelled Herlihy. Herlihy.
I'm pretty sure it's like Hurley.
Tim Herlihy.
Hurley.
So Tim Herlihy has written like a bunch of Adam Sandler movies, including Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Mr. Deeds, Pixels, Grown Ups 2, The Ridiculous Six. He's Waterboy, Wedding Singer. He's done a bunch of them.
Most of them.
Most of them. And apparently, I was reading about this guy. He was a lawyer, and then he started hanging out with Adam Sandler, and then started writing on SNL when Adam Sandler was on there. He became the head writer of SNL, and then left SNL to write Adam Sandler movies. So this dude is all in on Adam. He met him and was like, "You're gonna change my entire life."
We are BFFs now.
Yes, forever. Tim Herlihy.
Herlihy. I need to know more about this Herlihy man. He was a lawyer, and he went to go write.
It's crazy career.
All right.
Yeah, so this movie, it's a Walt Disney Pictures and Happy Madison duo
combination.
I just found that really interesting because when the movie opens, just like it would if it was one or the other, it had the Walt Disney logo or the castle logo, and then Happy Madison, and I was like,
interesting.
It's just not what you're used
It's
to.
not.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely
not typical.
Not.
But anywho, let's get into the good stuff. First impressions, Andre.
This is an Adam Sandler movie.
Well, that's true.
Yes. And
I mean, you got to start with that.
And I like Adam Sandler movies.
Okay.
And this is an Adam Sandler kids movie. And I like kids movies too. So in theory, I like this movie.
But you don't.
But also, I don't love it.
Okay.
It's interesting. We'll get into it.
Okay. So first impression
is like there's a bunch of stuff that I like happening, and I'm gonna like it.
You didn't use the correct Emily quote. I need you to try again.
What was the correct
What do
Emily
I say
quote?
when I'm not hugely fond of
So it's a movie.
Hi. It's a movie.
It was on film.
It was up there on the screen playing.
Watched it.
You kind of have to agree with Andre on this one. Like, it's a movie. It was okay.
Word.
But Adam Sandler in a kids movie is kind of weird to me.
This is his first kids movie.
Well,
is it his only kids
probably
movie?
his only kids movie.
I think there have been a couple other ones, but
I don't know.
not
it
many.
was half donkeyed movie.
Okay.
Donkey.
Okay. My
Yeah,
first
not all there.
Okay, I agree with that. My first impression is kind of the opposite of your guys's. Not so much that I loved it or anything, but I am not a huge Adam Sandler fan.
Okay.
So I don't usually love his movies. I'm not saying I hate his movies,
Right.
but
50
like
First Dates?
that has feels.
Ooh, that's like the best
feels.
Adam Sandler
He also
movie.
does Hotel Transylvania, those movies.
Yes.
So those are kids.
Okay, so
stuff that he's done.
Hotel
That's
Transylvania
voice work.
movies I like, but I agree it's a voice acting,
voice
so
work.
it's very different
Mhm.
because his face is a lot of times my
Yeah.
problem.
Right.
But
Yeah.
my
He's
favorite
got a
Adam
bad face.
Sandler movie is Spanglish.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Click. I like Click.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh. We need to.
My favorite one is Spanglish, and I
Spanglish
think
is
that
very
it's
good.
important to throw that one out there because I think the reason I liked him in this one is the same reason I liked him in that one.
Mm.
Usually, he's too weird for me. Like,
Yes.
too,
Yeah,
his
that's how
humor
he
is
is,
too
yeah.
outlandish, and I think it's too goofy and it's not funny to me. That's just my personal opinion.
Right.
And so in Spanglish, he wasn't his normal Adam Sandler like funny.
Right.
And
Mhm.
in
He's playing
this
a guy.
movie, he wasn't as goofy as normal. He was
Yeah.
kind of more like
It's like weird.
a weird goofy guy, but he wasn't
Yes.
being
He got to be goofy in the fantasy scenes. Basically.
right.
hmm
Which made it less weird to me.
Sure.
Because it was like, okay, you could be
Yeah.
weird in
Okay,
like
you
a
can-
knight in armor.
You can make that weird voice if you're an alien, I guess. Sure.
yeah, exactly.
Go for it.
So with that said, I think I was happier with the fact that it was well placed for
Right.
me versus just like everyday conversation being a weirdo.
Yeah.
And with me going in thinking like I'm probably not going to love this movie, it met my expectations.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I had a bar and it
She didn't say the bar was high.
I didn't.
No,
You should
not
see
that
my
high.
hand right now. It's literally like at
like
shoulder
25%. Yeah.
it's not anywhere near my head. But it hit what I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
guess for me, I was like, all right.
I mean, I also wasn't expecting that much either. So I guess it
But I got
matched
some
what I
giggles.
expected. Yeah, there was
couple
some giggles.
giggles.
Yeah. It made me
I
laugh.
probably won't watch it again, though.
Yeah.
But it's on Netflix and you didn't
It's
pay
on
for it.
Netflix. Yeah.
That's
Because you
true.
want to know what I did pay for?
What?
What?
Avatar, The Last Airbender.
Yeah, because you make
Are you
good
serious?
decisions.
No. I paid for the movie.
Oh no,
Avatar.
you make bad decisions.
Last Airbender.
Oh no.
Okay.
What
So
did you do?
we watched it.
What did you do?
We watched the TV show and then we rented it like through whatever you rent it through on your
Mhm.
TV, and we wanted our 99 cents back.
I want my 99 cents back, too.
I
I
want
mean-
my 99
I wanted my 99 cents
cents
back. Anywho, so point being, this movie was free and I was cool with it being free 99.
Sure. Yes.
Moving on, let's talk.
Okay.
All right, so this is an Adam Sandler Disney movie, as Andre said. And I feel like the storyline is kind of weird. So it's about a hotel.
What do you mean it's a weird storyline? It's super easy. It's
Yeah,
simple.
it
It's
is
very
very
simple.
simple, but I just thought the whole hotel thing was kind of weird.
Okay, so I'm going to break it down. I feel like it's pretty dang linear. The
Yeah,
dad,
it is.
The creator of the hotel, or the motel, we should say,
He
Marty.
at the hotel, motel,
Holiday
Marty
holiday.
Inn.
Bronson Inn. So, Marty Bronson, I had to write that down. So in 1974, this old dude created the Sunny Vista Motel in LA. And he really loved it there. He had his two kids with him, Skeeter, which is Adam Sandler, and
That's
Wendy.
That's just his name. That's just his God-given name.
I know. I was thinking it was going to be like, I don't know.
Some short for something.
Yeah, no,
or-
his name is
Nope.
Skeet.
His name's just Skeeter.
Skeeter.
You get to be Wendy, and you get to be Skeeter.
Exactly.
We'll see who's more successful.
And exactly how you would think. One's a principal and one is a janitor.
Handyman.
So pretty much, yeah, you're right. He's a handyman, but he has to do a lot of janitorial
Yes.
work, which really bothers me.
Mhm.
Anywho.
Yeah,
so-
he's definitely like not. He's just a straight hand.
Yeah, no, they make him do all kinds of stuff. Anywho, so the two kids, the sister does not believe in this whole business. She's just like, this is weird. I don't have fun here. Skeeter loves it. Everything about the hotel,
Skeeter's
he's
about it.
into it. But the dad is a really bad businessman, and pretty much he has to get bought out to save himself, pretty much. Like,
Yes.
he's going to go
Save
completely
the
bankrupt.
hotel, save himself, save his kids.
Yes. So the guy who buys him out, honestly, can't remember his name. He's Uncle Vernon.
Yes.
Pretty much.
I called him Uncle
Oh
Vernon
yeah, he's Uncle Vernon.
all
yeah.
the
I
way
don't-
throughout my notes.
I
I
have-
don't know
That's
his
who
name.
he
I
is.
have
Oh,
no idea what
his name is Barry Nottingham.
Nottingham.
No,
Okay, there
his
you go.
name's Uncle Vernon.
So Uncle Vernon buys the business, and he pretty much promises the dad, like, there will be a place for your son in this business, but it very much seems like he's going to be like part owner or manager
Right.
or something.
Definitely going to be high up,
Right?
high ranking.
And 25 years later, so he's supposed to be like mid-30s-ish, he's
Yeah.
definitely the handyman of this
Handyman.
super hotel.
But, I mean, in that, he is, like, running the hotel. He's making sure that it stays
Afloat.
afloat, basically.
He
Through
100%
maintenance.
is, but he is getting zero amounts of
Oh,
that
yeah,
credit,
and
even
no
though
recognition.
he cares
I'm pretty
about
sure
it
he doesn't
probably
even
the
get
most.
paid. I think he just lives in the hotel still. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be true.
Yeah.
That would have been a funny detail.
Free room and board.
Yeah.
They should have put that
They
in. That
should have
would have been
said,
extra funny.
No cash. No,
I just assumed that.
You drive the company truck. You live on the company property. You live a company life, and you're on call at all
I
times.
really wish they would have put that in there. That would have made it hecka funny. But so, like you said, he cares the most about the company. You can tell he does. He's a little bit of a weirdo, like he would be, but his whole life is this hotel, like you said. He drives the company car. His best friend is what is Russell Brand's character?
He's like a waiter.
He's a waiter.
Is he a waiter? He works in
yeah.
the restaurant.
Yeah, he's a waiter.
He absolutely hates
Mickey is his
He doesn't
name.
read.
Yes.
He-
Can't
he's
read.
illiterate. He hates the concierge lady,
Right,
which
yeah.
is hilarious.
She's a troll.
yeah, she is
a
a troll
troll.
for sure, though.
And so pretty much the story starts there. He's underappreciated, and he gets passed up for pretty much the deal of a lifetime because they say they're going to put this new hotel out there. It's going to be the brand new thing, and he gets passed up for being the manager of that
guess,
hotel,
Yeah.
which is what he's always wanted.
And I mean, it's not like he was ever really in the running because
Why would you go from a janitor to
why would you go from handyman directly to entire manager of the hotel? And it does make sense. He
Yeah.
goes through the entire parts of the hotel. He takes care of it. He does all of that stuff, but he doesn't know like the business side of it at all. So it's not like it's a comparable position, really.
Which I would understand why he wouldn't get it, but
Yes.
he feels very much entitled to it because the dude promised his dad.
yeah. When he was a
So
kid.
we have that side going on, and then we have the other side of the story, which actually involves the kids, because I totally forgot there was kids in this story for a long time.
Right, yeah. It's mostly
Well,
focused
they're
on him.
yeah.
So pretty much he goes over to his sister's house, who is Monica
Yep,
from
Friends.
Friends.
It's Courtney Cox.
Yes, so he goes over to Courtney's house, and I'm sorry, she is so awful.
She's the worst.
She's the worst. Not
Terrible.
only is she a complete, and not that I have a problem with hippies, but like she's trying to live a normal life, but she's also feeding like her
Feeding
birthday
kids
cake is
wheat germ or whatever.
wheat germ dirt cake.
Disgusting. Well, they had a wheatgrass cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Ugh.
Like birthday cake.
Yuck.
So he goes over there for the kid's birthday, and he thinks he's just being invited over, but he hasn't been invited over in years because he hit her husband in the face
Yes.
at an event because he said something mean
Right.
or stupid
Sounds
or
like the
something.
husband was fully deserving of the hit.
Right.
you
So
know.
he's gone now. He left her pretty much,
Yes.
left her and the kids. And she literally invited him to this birthday party so that she could ask him to watch the kids for a week. That's what she did.
Hasn't been there in 4 years.
Yeah.
Come
Basically,
over.
like, I don't think she talks to him at all.
Watch my kids
No,
for a week.
Not at all.
Yeah, no.
I haven't talked to you in 4 years, but happy birthday, and here you go.
Yeah. Interesting.
And so we meet the kids there.
Mhm.
The kids are completely like brainwashed into this hippie lifestyle. Not that they want to, but
Bobby
they're like,
and Patrick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bonnie and Patrick.
Bobby.
Bobby. Oh yeah, Bobby. He
Yeah.
doesn't know which one's Bobby. He thinks
Right.
it's the boy. It's definitely the
It's
girl.
definitely the girl.
Anywho, so he gets canoodled into watching
Into
these
watching
kids for
them.
a week
Yeah.
because she's losing her job as principal.
Right, because her school is being
Closed.
closed.
Luis and I had a conversation about this. This had to have been like a private school because there's no way that a public school was just going to be closed
what,
like
what
that.
are you talking about? Was the schools just closed and they didn't find jobs
That's
for you
like,
at all?
That
and
would
you guys are
honestly
just
never
all out of a job?
happen.
And you have to
Like
move to
I-
another state? What?
I don't
what is
really
happening?
think a school would just close because the hotel bought out that property. Like, I'm pretty
Well,
sure.
nobody knew that part at the beginning.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. But either way, I still don't think that would happen.
No, I agree. But
Yeah.
that's why we were saying it had to have been like a private school because it wouldn't be a public school. It'd be public
Couldn't
land.
be. Yeah,
Looks
exactly.
like a public school, though.
It
No, I
definitely looks like a
No,
public school.
totally does. I
Yeah.
don't disagree with you, but
Yeah.
we were trying to make it more realistic.
Like, real. Okay.
there's
yeah.
no
Make this
other
part
way.
Makes sense.
There's no other way.
It was a little bit of a stretch.
So, anywho, he is like, okay, fine, I will watch the kids.
Mhm.
And then the weirdest part of the story to me is they add in this random lady character who's like a teacher It's the kid's
Yeah.
teacher, but she also they also call her aunt.
It's because she's the mom's best friend.
Right, but so she's also the mom's best friend, but she's their teacher.
Okay.
That's what trips me out.
Yeah.
So I get it. My kids would call you guys
Right.
auntie and uncle, but like she's also their teacher. Like
Sounds
they could
like
have left that part out.
It's a
Like,
lot. There's a
it
lot
just made
going
it
on.
Yeah, that was just
Like
weird.
we can just be one thing. You don't have to be the aunt.
she doesn't
and
have
the
to be
teacher
everything.
and
She's
the,
also the godparent,
Right.
and she's also the sperm donor, but she's female. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Yeah, they bring her up like out of the blue because the sister Wendy is like, don't worry about watching the kids, even though you don't know how to do that at all, because my best friend / their teacher friend Jane is gonna take the day shift, so she's gonna watch them the entire day, and then you just get them at night. Boom. Bada
But
bing,
really,
bada
like
boom.
the only reason she's watching them the entire day is because she is a teacher.
Right, it's because she's there with
She's
them
not
at
even
school.
watching them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know. Okay.
She gets the day shift because it's her job.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the idea is that he's going to watch them at night because she's going to night school. I don't understand that. She's a teacher. Why'd she go to night school? She's getting her master's at night.
Teacher,
I'm confused.
and she's going to night school.
Anywho.
It's just a lot.
What's she
she's
going to
teaching
night
night
school
school.
for?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I just don't know. Anywho, long story short, I guess we're I don't know. But
We're held up.
her name's Jill. Did you call her Jane?
Did I call her Jane?
Yeah, I think you did. That's why I was confused. But yes,
Jill Hastings. Is
the only
is there
reason
a
I'm
Jane
saying
in this
Jill
movie?
is because I wrote her name
No, I
down.
don't think there's a Jane.
Nope.
And
Okay.
I wrote Jill is a expletive.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, that's why I know it's Jill. Okay, and so the first interaction between Jill and
Skater.
Skeeter is pretty funny.
Skater.
It's actually pretty funny. He's parked, I guess illegally. He's taking up 2 parking spots
Sure.
in front of Wendy's house when he's going to leave, and she literally has like a full-on battle conversation with him about how he's not being eco-friendly
Yeah,
and how she
she's
had to park down the
Just
street.
as hippy-dippy as his sister.
Yeah, and he's like, well, I'm sorry, like you couldn't fit your Prius in here, and she's like, how did you know I drive a Prius? And he's like, girl, it's you screaming Prius.
Your whole body screams Prius.
That was very funny. I laughed very hard at that one. That was good.
You know why we laughed at it? Because we all know a Prius person. For
Oh.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Hardcore.
You know what's even more funny is when you find out that someone drives a Prius and they don't seem like a Prius person,
And you're
it
like,
changes
what?
your
Whole
opinion about
perspective
them.
of them.
Okay.
Like,
oh, that's why
very-
you do that stuff.
Right? A very good explanation of that. I had 2 friends who I did not know went on 2 separate friends from 2 separate friend groups. I
Okay.
found out a couple years later had gone on a blind date. Their friends had set them up.
Okay.
And they actually really liked each other. But my girlfriend, she found out, like, at the end of the date that he drove a Prius, and he did not seem like a Prius type dude. And she was
That's the whole
like,
reason their relationship
it
didn't
was
work out.
done. Like, the date went well, and
Oh
she
my
was done.
gosh.
Which is hilarious because now, he's married and she has a child, obviously
Yeah,
not
separately,
to each other.
but not
That's
to each other.
hilarious.
But that was the key moment.
Prius is a deal breaker,
Right?
It is for a lot of people.
And you know what,
That's so funny.
he's like, excuse me, I drive a lot for work, so this is
Yeah,
really
like,
That's
efficient.
hilarious.
I'm just getting good gas mileage over here. Can you chill out?
So anywho, I thought that was
Round
really
I
2
love
of the
that.
date. Wow. Okay.
So then we kind of cut into the kids at home trying to go to sleep and wanting some nurturing from Skeeter. Really, they just want a bedtime story.
He doesn't know what to do with them because he doesn't hang out with kids. So he's like, let's watch TV. There's no TV here. You guys don't like games or whatever. So how about a bedtime story? Oh, and we skipped the part in the beginning where he was a kid and he loved making up stories. He was a super imaginative
That's true.
kid and stuff like that.
Yes. He was jumping into the ice box at the hotel and, having to get pulled out by his dad, and somehow that wasn't a health code violation.
Right.
I don't know,
That's fine.
It just, maybe it's because it was the
The 70s, yeah, dude.
I had a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't
no,
want your
no,
parka.
No Prius people in the 70s.
No Prius people. in the 70s. Maybe I'm a Prius person. I don't know. But
Nah.
this comes to my number 1 problem with this film, and I realize that it's supposed to be cute, so I need to get over it.
Okay.
But in the kid's bedroom, they have a really cool bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't know why they share rooms, but whatever.
Single mom, dude.
I get.
Actually, she just became a single mom.
She
Never
just
mind.
became a single mom, and that house is huge. So
Yeah.
I don't know why they
Okay.
share.
That
a
is
room.
kind of weird. I didn't even think about that.
Whatever. They have a really cool room, but they have the creepiest, disturbing guinea pig.
The guinea pig is
Okay,
one of
that
the
was-
worst parts of this movie.
Okay, good. I'm not
Okay,
the only
it's
one who-
literally so unnecessary. As soon as I saw it, I
Thank
told
you.
Andre I was done with the movie.
I
because
thought I was like, oh
was
man, I'm
so
having a real
unnecessary.
Luis reaction to this guinea pig. I
don't
hate
care.
it.
I don't care if the guinea pig was in the movie, but why did they have to do that?
The eyes.
Couldn't they have just had a normal pet guinea pig?
It's Bugsy.
So yeah,
I don't care.
So they're like, oh, well, and it was the weirdest show up of anything I've ever seen on screen. So he's sitting there and he's
It
talking
legit
to them.
scared me.
It's totally a normal conversation, and then it's like it pans to the kids, and then it goes straight back to him. And one moment he's just sitting there, and the next moment there's a guinea pig on his head, and he's like, "What is on my head?" And you're like, "Why is there an animal on his
What's
head?"
happening?
And then they're like, "Oh, it's Bugsy," and he's like, "Why do you call him Bugsy?" And he pulls him off his head, and this thing.
It's ridiculous.
It's awful.
Its eyes are probably, it's worse than a Disney princess by far. 900 times too big for its little head.
It's like an anime girl took a bunch
Gone
of
wild.
drugs.
Well, and they just make it like look terrible.
It was the worst CGI. It was just bad.
Yeah.
It could have just been a normal guinea pig.
Could have
like
been
you
a guinea
said.
pig. Yeah,
I would have had
absolutely.
I'm trying
problem.
to think of the focus group that like approved that. Was like, yeah, put a
Or it
guinea
could have
pig
been
in
like
there.
an entirely CGI guinea pig, and that might have made it look a
No,
little
they
less
just
weird,
needed
honestly.
to cut the guinea pig.
But it was just a guinea
Yeah,
pig.
it
with
just was not necessary.
creepy
So,
eyes.
so it freaks you out. And I kind of wish that it had just like stayed in its room, and that was just like a funny bit.
one thing.
No, that guinea pig was
Bugsy's
all up
along
in
for the whole
the,
ride.
he's all up in the rest of the story.
Oof.
All of them.
I wonder if that's the Happy Madison people going like, we're making a kids movie. Kids always have like fun little animal sidekicks and stuff like that. We got to throw it in there. How about we make it funny? Let's make it the creepiest living thing on this planet.
You know what's really funny though about this, and I'm
Yes.
gonna take a step back right now because remember what we just said about this animal.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I don't know where it's at right now, but this is almost
What
ahead
is
of.
it? Where
I
is
know,
it?
I know. You're looking for something in my house now. It's actually ahead of its time, but that's like a thing right now.
What's a thing?
Like animals
Big-eyed
with those
stuffed
eyes.
animals.
What?
I have like 3 of them here because people buy them
like
for
stuffed animals.
yeah, for Addie, and they're literally a normal looking stuffed animal, like a normal dog, puppy, whatever, with eyes that are like that, like
What?
way too big. And they're like plastic and glittery. And can you imagine being a kid sleeping at bed and there's just like, staring at you?
That's so weird. Yeah, it's like them things and like Furbies. Who in a marketing department one day in like the 40s or 50s decided kids love giant eyes? Put giant eyes on everything.
It's awful.
Maybe
It's
they
scary.
do.
Let's
I
go.
don't know.
But is
Don't
that
even
the
bring
thing?
up Furbies. Those things are the scariest in the middle of the night. Hi.
They are terrifying.
I want to play.
So terrifying.
do
You just
now?
woke up your daughter from that.
Yeah, my baby was sleeping next to me. She just woke up like, mother,
Yeah,
stop it. So anywho, maybe they were just ahead of their time because
I guess.
I have them. And you know what
Yikes.
I've actually done? I've let Addie take them with her in the car, and then we go to play dates with with other kids, and then she'll accidentally forget them there, meaning I took it back out of the backpack and just like threw it in
Just,
someone's
like, left
corner.
it?
And then they're like, oh, Addie forgot her, puppy with the big eyes. I'm like, oh, you can keep it until
Oh.
next time.
That's okay.
And
That's
we never
something
get
I
it
would
back.
do.
I thought you were gonna say I let Addie draw and marker all over their big ol' eyes.
I should
Cover 'em
have.
up.
It's kind of be less
creepier.
creepy, but I don't want to teach her to start drawing on
Yeah.
things
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
probably not a good.
She's
good
too
thing to-
smart, man.
Mhm.
Anywho, so
So yeah, Bugsy is awful. Bad part.
I thought
Bad
you said
part of it.
awesome. I was
No,
like, did we just go through all
awful.
of that and now you're saying he's
Full
awesome?
of awe. Off.
Yeah, I was in awe of what they tried
Yeah.
to do. So anywho, we now, after all of that, get into the whole bedtime stories part. So it becomes pretty clear that when they tell a bedtime story, very quickly Adam Sandler becomes the focus, and he's
It's all about his life.
It's all about his life.
Yes.
So he's putting himself into whatever theme it is and basing it off of what happened during his day, which is actually pretty funny. Like
Yeah,
it's a pretty.
sure.
I thought it was a pretty.
It's a
cute
lot of good
concept.
improv.
It's clever.
Honestly, if you're just making up a story out of the blue based on what
Right,
happened to you.
based on what
it's pretty
happened.
good, yeah.
So the first one was medieval, and this one was actually I thought was probably the cutest one. And he,
He like rides in as a knight, but then he's not really a knight. He's just a handyman that does everything for everybody.
yeah, so he is exactly like his day went in
And
kid form,
Sir Butt Kiss.
Sir Butt Kiss.
which he then continues to call the dude Sir Butt Kiss.
As do I. I don't know that dude's name in the movie.
I have no idea.
Kendall Duncan, played by Guy Pearce.
It's Sir Butt Kiss.
Sir Butt Kiss.
Sir Butt Kiss, comes in and is going to become, is he a knight or is he going to become king or something?
Something like that.
Yeah, I think he's a knight.
I'm just going to say they're in Nottingham because his name is Nottingham.
Yes.
So he comes in and he thinks he's going to be the new king, but Sir Buttkiss comes in and takes it from under him like the hotel. And the kid is like, that's not a good way to end the story. We're going to make it where he instead is under-domesticated, right? Instead of underappreciated. And he is going to fight to win
the
crown or the championship or whatever. And then Adam Sandler's like, all right, well, I mean, that sounds cool. It's weird, but whatever.
At first he's like, kids, there's no happy endings. Happy endings don't happen in real
he
life.
Literally, at the end of that story, is like, and then I live out here, and then I jump into a thing of alligators and I die.
And
I was like, whoa.
And then they're like, no, we don't like that either. Maybe it starts raining gumballs.
Yeah.
So he has all the stuff, right? Raining the gumballs, chance to run the company, blah, 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 all the stuff. And they end the story. The kids go to sleep, and he wakes up, goes to work the next day.
Yeah.
In which we find
he gets an opportunity
to run the company.
Everything
Because
that happened in the story that he told
only the kids said.
added to happened in real life. So,
or at least a version that seemed to have happened.
Yes.
Which was so funny because it takes them like another story to figure out that it's only what the kids say that happened, and I figured out that like the first story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, only those two things happened that the kid said.
Right.
But it takes him a while to figure that out. So he gets an opportunity or a shot to run the company. He has to like present his idea.
Hold on, we have to say why, because this actually made me laugh really hard. So
the rock and roll thing.
Yes. So pretty much, Uncle Vernon keeps saying like, "Oh my gosh, we have this super secret theme for the new hotel, but I'm not going to tell you who it is, or I'm not going to tell you what it is." And Skeeter's like, "Okay," and he's like, "No, I'll tell you what it is." And he's like,
"Dude, that dude's so ridiculous."
He's like, "It's going to be rock and roll with rock and roll memorabilia in
the lobby."
And Skeeter's like, "So you mean like the Hard Rock?
The Hard Rock Cafe?
You mean
Hard
like the
Rock
Hard
Hotel?
Rock? They've had that for
Which
decades.
is also hilarious that he doesn't know what that is.
Right.
He's
So
like, what?
I mean, for it to be a hotel guru and have no idea, it just made me laugh
That
because
was-
I was like,
That was a funny moment.
what?
Also, Uncle Vernon is like sitting in the dark because
He's a germaphobe.
He's a germaphobe, and the light.
He said the
accentuate
heat
germs.
attracted germ, or the heat helped germs spread or something. Which I mean, if you were going to be in a 90-degree room with a bunch of germs,
Yeah,
like maybe but,
the cultures would start accumulating.
but no, it was like it's a climate controlled hotel
turn
suite.
your
Like
air
get it
conditioning
together.
on, dude. You have a hotel.
Oh my god.
Hilarious.
So anywho, so the reason that he gets a chance at running the company is because it was Duncan.
Yes.
Vernon?
Kendall Duncan.
Kendall. It was Barbie and Ken's
Yeah.
idea to have rock and roll theme. So they were like, you obviously don't know what you're doing, and so Skeeter, you get the opportunity to run this company if you can come up with a better theme for the hotel.
That's it. That's how I make my decisions. I'm a old man.
I know. If I was Uncle Vernon, I would do what I want too. So now,
So
at
he's
the end of the day,
It rains gumballs.
it rains
it
gumballs.
rains gumballs.
And Adam Sandler's like, oh, we need to
A bedtime
have another
story.
So-
Everyone go to bed.
This is where it's raining gumballs. This is where I got confused because he is realizing that like, oh, what happened in the story is happening in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's cool. Like I'm gonna tell a cool story tonight, and that'll happen. But also we see that the gumballs raining from the sky. It had like a logical explanation. Like it didn't make sense that he predicted or that the kids predicted it the next day or anything like that. But there was like a logical explanation for it. So I was expecting, as the stories got more intricate, that there would be more like real life explanations for all the stuff.
Yes.
And there was, but not
Well-
like the truck and the gumballs.
So
you
that
know?
was actually really cool because then I thought, like you said, I thought to myself like, oh, that's very clever. So the reason it quote unquote rained gumballs was because he was coming up to a stop and it was underneath an overpass and a candy truck had gotten in a car accident and was flipped over, and the whole trailer had gumballs.
Right.
And all the gumballs were spilling over the overpass, and because he was under it,
Yeah.
he thought it was raining gumballs. So that was pretty,
It
you said.
it was clever.
It was
I
very
liked
clever.
it. I was like, oh, okay, this is how this story's going to go. But then it kind of
But then
fell off of that.
in this next one, especially with the whole Ferrari part,
Yeah,
I was
that one was the worst of them.
so confused. I was like, are we high?
wait,
are we
what's
having like an
happening now?
existential crisis right now? It made no
Yes.
sense to me.
Well, and also, I'll say it, okay? So this next one, he wants a Ferrari because during his day, he sees a guy riding
it's
a Ferrari.
Cowboys and Indians.
Yeah,
story.
he sees a guy riding a Ferrari, right? And he basically is like, basically calls Adam Sandler like he's a nobody. Like he'll never have that. So in this next stream, it's Cowboys and Indians, and it's just completely racist, quite honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't deal with it.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't like it. So
I didn't like that
So in the
story.
story, Cowboys and Indians, he's a cowboy. He's getting a free red horse,
Ferrari.
Ferrari, given to him by a Native American played by Rob Schneider.
Which
now,
I can't
You
I
might
can't
know
stand him.
Rob Schneider from every other Adam Sandler movie, but also like The Hot Chick and Deuce Bigelow and some other stuff that isn't that great.
Sometimes that's not that great.
And so Rob Schneider, he put on a big old fake nose. He wore like red makeup and a big old headdress.
Okay, so I'm
Just
not
did
wrong
a-
in saying that he had red makeup on.
Oh,
Yeah, he
he
did.
1,000,000%
Because
did.
I was watching it at kind of an angle, and sometimes in the middle of the day, like, I have sheen on my TV, so I
Mm-hmm.
kind of kept, like, moving back and forth, like, is it red? Is it not red?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was red.
No,
Good.
yeah, he was.
So
when he
it
was doing
it
this
was red
whole
face.
hand
I was going to say,
motion.
he was pretty much blackface
Whole
for
Yes.
him. And Native
hand
American.
motion speaking thing. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just a whole mess of a weird.
They were Peter Panning it.
Well, and I was
Yes.
even like, are we going here right now? Like, okay, I guess we're going here.
Well,
2008.
this is where I felt like it derailed.
Yes.
Because it was going pretty good up until
Mhm.
this point.
Yeah.
Besides Bugsy, but
Yeah.
whatever. So they do the whole Cowboys and Indians thing, and the whole kind of point of this was, yes, he got the car he wanted, right? He got the red Ferrari or the red
Well, he
horse.
technically didn't.
Well,
In
no,
the story.
in the story.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other piece of this story was that he got the girl,
Yes.
right?
He
so
saves the damsel in distress.
right. So we kind of missed this girl because she wasn't. I didn't think she was that important, but
She,
not
she
really.
kind of got introduced in the beginning.
so
hotel
Uncle
stuff.
Vernon has a daughter,
Mhm.
and the hotel owner has a daughter, and she pretty much is a party girl. Like
And
she's
is
like
she's
talking to
dating
her.
Kendall.
She's Paris Hilton
Yeah.
of the
And-
story.
Oh yeah, totally. And she is like quote unquote dating Kendall, the guy that he's up against,
Mhm.
and he obviously thinks she's hot,
Right.
wants to try
Yeah.
to date her or whatever. So while he's like being his cowboy and Indian thing, he swoops in and saves her from a bunch of cowboys who are trying to rob her
Yeah, some ruffians.
and maybe do some other ruffian thing.
ruffian stuff. Yeah, so he saves her in the story, and I think she was offered. Is this the reward? How about a reward?
Yes.
How about $100 million? And there was like
Yes.
no or whatever.
Mhm.
And then like how about a kiss? And it's like okay, a kiss is a fitting reward. But then
But
the
then he was
kids
like, you
add
get
in-
hit by a troll.
Yes, you get kicked by an
Kicked by
angry
a troll.
dwarf or whatever.
Yes.
And so an angry dwarf comes out of nowhere and kicks him, and that's how the story ends. And he's like, "Wow, that kind of sucked. I didn't like."
Which
that
is
part."
actually pretty funny because the kids like quote unquote ruined the story for him in this one. Like the
Yes.
first one they made it quote unquote better
Mhm.
because he then got to go back and be a part of, the kingdom
Yes.
in the medieval one. But now, he was about to get the kiss from
From
the damsel in distress.
Yes.
And instead he gets kicked by an angry dwarf.
Violet Nottingham is her name.
Violet Nottingham.
Violet.
Oh, is that why it says Violet in the corner up
yeah,
here?
there you go. You wrote
Oh,
it
well,
down.
I just thought I said violet because I, wrote the
purple.
word violet. I don't know.
Mhm.
Anywho, there you go. So, the next day they wake up and
He goes. He's excited because
Yeah,
now
he
he's
thinks it's
like,
a good day.
story is gonna come true, which means I'm getting a free Ferrari. I'm getting a free Ferrari. That's what's happening today.
and I'm getting a kiss
Yes.
later.
Mhm.
So he's very excited about what be happening up in
So he went to the Ferrari store, and
Ferrari store?
and was
The
just
Ferrari
the
store.
dealership.
I was just looking at the Ferraris. It was like, oh, is this the one? Is this how it's gonna happen? And then real Rob Schneider walks up, less red makeup, but still has like Native American garb on for
Like,
some reason. Like,
Well,
wha-
it's still that dude.
yeah, I don't understand why.
It looks like like a Vegas version.
Yes, exactly.
of-
Like a white leather Elvis kind of
Yeah,
getup,
I don't know.
with the tasselies.
Right. So then I see him and I'm like, okay, let's see where this is going to go. Like I was hoping it would explain it, but it makes no sense
Right.
as to why he did it. Like it's not a gumball thing.
It's definitely not a gumball thing. Like he's like, "Oh, are you the guy that's gonna give me the free Ferrari?" And the guy's like, "Yeah." He's like, "How are we gonna do this?" He's like, just do what I say or whatever." And then he's like, "Close your eyes." And then he steals his wallet. And then he runs away with the wallet. And Adam Sandler doesn't get the free Ferrari. So then he's like upset and he's like driving his truck, or he's about to drive his truck away, and he sees Paris Hilton over here, and she's being harassed by the paparazzi. So he comes in to save her.
Did you say the properopsy?
The paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
I like it. Do it.
Parappa the paparazzi.
Well, the only reason I like that is because Luis says Rottweiler instead of Rottweiler. So paparazzi. Rottweiler.
You sound like a Scooby-Doo.
That's right.
The paparazzi. So he mows them down with water. He skids through water and douses all the
Yes.
paparazzi with gets them all wet, and they're all mad. And he saves Paris Hilton, and then
And he makes them like throw away their cameras, which I thought
yeah,
was
which is weird.
ridiculous.
It's like, give the pictures back, or else what else? What is he?
I don't remember what he says, but he
literally
literally says, "Give the pictures back," and they end up with like 50 like Nikons
like
in a
crazy expensive cameras. Like, oh my god!
in the trash can.
Like, no way, I would have just run away. I just walked away
like,
from
no.
this dude.
You cray cray?
It's nuts. But so he saves her, and she's appreciative. But he's like, okay, so is this the time where I get my kiss or what? And she's hardcore, like, no, I'm going home. And
hilarious.
And then out of nowhere, a dwarf comes and kicks him.
But it's like, it was just.
And this is another bad joke. It's a band of. It's like a gang of angry dwarves. So they're just driving around.
Well, they're wearing like
kicking
Greek
tall people.
letters on their shirt too. It's like,
Take this
geez.
Tolly or whatever they're saying. It's really
Tall
stupid.
people stink.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Like I think they were like a fraternity of angry
Of
dwarves.
angry dwarves,
Like,
yeah.
ew.
Okay.
Stop.
Just
Stop
there,
it.
There's just some times where like a movie goes too far, and that whole scene, that whole bedtime story plus the after whatever.
and that's
was-
what I'm saying is that this is like the part of Adam Sandler where I'm like,
I wrote.
But even for Adam Sandler, that was like, okay.
I wrote the dwarf is part of a gang of angry dwarves? ? I don't like this part of the movie. That's
Also,
what
I
wrote.
like don't know if I want to
Factual.
watch a movie or like have my kid watch a movie where like a dwarf just goes up and kicks somebody. Like, what is that going to tell them? Like, I don't know. There was just some things where I'm like, is this kid friendly? Like,
Hey.
I don't know if it's kid friendly.
Yeah, that's kind of like
Even
a,
the Indian thing,
watch
I was
out,
like, okay.
don't be tall or else dwarves will come and kick you. They're not people that you can be friends with because they
Kids
hate
can
tall people.
overgeneralize things, man. I don't know.
I'm going to be like, we're very lucky children. We are very medium-sized people. Oh, we are not going to have any problems. So, obviously, this is where it gets confusing. I mean, not confusing, but like it doesn't make sense
Sure.
in the whole thing because the first story was pretty compartmentalized. It made sense. The second one does not make sense. And then we move into there's 4 different stories. This is
Right.
the third story where it's the romaction.
Yes, it's
The
romantic and because the kids they want different things. The little boy wants an action story,
And
the
she
little
wants a
girl wants a
romance.
romantic story.
So they go to ancient Rome. I don't remember what happened during the day, I'll be honest. Oh no, that is what happened during No, but
No,
that's
that
what
was
happened
at
the
night.
second day.
That was at
Because
night.
he
That
went
was the
he
night.
went right after they told the story. Like he didn't go to sleep. He just went to the Ferrari store.
No, the next day is just the day
Oh.
that he discovers, so it's only what the kids say.
Right, yeah.
Oh.
And he like invites his weird
And they're having
waiter
TV
friend
and they're
over.
having hamburgers.
Yeah,
And
because they
they're-
stay at the hotel. He brings the
Yes.
kids to the hotel and they stay there. And his
Yes.
friend Mickey is there, the one that can't read, and he
Russell
has
Brand.
he has sleep panic disorder. And they go, "What's that?" And he goes, "Don't worry about it." And then he wakes up the next day and just screams, and that's
Just
it. That's what
panicking
sleep
in the
panic
middle of
disorder is.
sleep.
Yeah,
But the kids had never had hamburger before, so he's feeding them hamburger and letting them watch TV when they've
and
never
he's like,
been able
okay,
do
time
that.
to go to bed.
Yeah.
Bugsy
So-
is also eating a hamburger. Just so we
Well, yeah, we are ignoring
we
Bugsy.
don't want to forget about Bugsy. Yep.
Mm.
Awful.
Had to shudder. So we get into the Rome action, and it's Skeeticus in ancient Rome, and Pretty much, they're saying that this is where the X Games were invented because they are going to chariot race or chariot jump.
Oh yeah, the little boy Patrick, he asked for some like Evil Knievel stuff. Yeah.
So Skeeticus is in his chariot and he's like getting, he's like being pulled by the horse and the horse veers off and he is going to jump.
Right. He like releases
with his chariot.
He releases the elephants and he tears down a structure to turn into like a bridge or whatever, into a ramp, excuse me. And then he goes for it. He chariots off and ramps over like 25 elephants or whatever. Does a backflip. And Bugsy. Bugsy's there too. And then he does a backflip and then and lands and everybody loves him. And then he gets with like Paris Hilton, who's there.
Who's the fairest in the land.
Yes. She's the fairest in the land.
And from there they go and they're
right. Then it's time for romance.
Right. So now it's gonna be romantic. So they go to like a tavern, right?
Yes.
Type thing. And they meet up with all of the girls that were mean to him when he was
in
young.
high school.
And that
hilarious.
part was actually really funny.
Scene was that scene was good.
And this is like in the fake story part.
Yes.
So they walk in and the kids are like, yeah, it's like all the kids were mean to him, and then he's like, no one was mean to me, and they were
and they're like,
our mom said everyone was mean to you, and he's like, you're right, everyone was mean to me. So all the girls are sitting there gossiping and stuff, and then they turn around and see him, but they see that he's with the fairest in the land,
right?
And so they're like, oh my God, Skeeticus, oh my God, right?
Wow.
And then I don't know if it's the little boy, I think is like, and then they start doing the hokey pokey.
Yes, so they do the hokey pokey. They turn themselves around.
And that's what it's all
about, But then the date continues. He takes Violet to the beach.
Yes.
And they save a guy's life.
There is literally a dude who washed up on the beach.
That's right.
And he had swallowed all kinds of stuff, and he hits him or
he
something.
steps on his stomach.
Like a fish comes
on his
out.
stomach,
and a fish
pops out of his
he
mouth.
gets up. Thanks.
Runs away.
And then walks
Frolics.
away.
And then some. This is the part that I didn't write down, but then there was something with
the kids say that. Then they go to a cave and meet up with
Abraham.
Lincoln.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What, Abe Lincoln? No, this story's dumb. It's over."
He's just trying to get a kiss,
right?
Or
something in a
and
cave.
they get into that cave, and Abe Lincoln ruins the party. Just saying.
Yeah.
Blah. Blah, blah, blah. And then.
I actually like the real life version of this story though.
This one was pretty cute.
It was good.
This was good. So he goes to the beach anticipating some.
Well, he's anticipating the blonde girl.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
He calls her and he's like, "Oh, I thought we're gonna hang out at the beach today," and she's like, "No, I'm on a plane to Vegas."
Well, and that's so awkward. Why would he just assume
what?
that this
What are you talking about?
because he thinks that that's just what's gonna happen.
Because he thinks that the stuff is gonna come true.
No, I get that, but why would he call her and be like, "Aren't we hanging out today?"
I thought we were hanging out today.
I literally just saw you.
Not like it's gonna be a random chance of meeting, but I thought we were specifically made a date and time to meet up and hang out as if we're dating, as if I'm in your league.
It is weird.
And she is dating somebody else,
right.
FYI.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't think she would. She probably would have hang out with him anyways, though.
So he doesn't meet. So he doesn't meet Violet at the beach, but he does meet Jill. She's there. He literally runs into her and then falls on top of her in a position.
And I guess they hang out and get some food.
Yeah, so they hang out.
This is the angry Prius.
Yes, this is Miss Prius, Jill. Yes, in case we forgot. So they're on the beach. I think they find the big guy who's dying, and then he steps on his stomach because he knows it's gonna happen or whatever. And then they go and they meet the girls from high school, and they're similarly apologetic, and also they do the hokey pokey.
Yes.
So this is another part.
But they can't control it. It's kind of weird.
They can't control it. It's just
like
happening.
magical.
It's magically happening to them. So that's when I was like
I
so the
wish-
gumballs thing doesn't even really
They didn't have to make. They could have just had
it. Could have just been
gumball.
raining from the sky. So why?
Because if it was going to be magical, it would have just been magical.
Right. Why is there inconsistencies in between gumballs and hokey pokey?
I would have enjoyed it if someone had put it on as a dare or something. Like they were playing truth or dare as adults.
If it came on a jukebox.
Yeah, if it came on jukebox
that.
and they're like, you know the rules.
Oh my God, this was our song. The hokey pokey.
That would have made more sense. But they were magically not able to stop.
Yeah.
That was really weird.
And they were freaked out. They were like, oh, what's happening? What's going on?
And then they just kind of left it at that. They didn't even let us finish watching what happened. So I was
yeah,
like,
they just kind of leave.
No, because I think Adam was like, all right, this is creepy. I'm leaving.
All right,
so they
let's
walked
get
out.
Of here.
And then they went to go underneath the wharf,
boardwalk,
the pier,
the pier.
boardwalk, and he was like, they were about to kiss. They were there.
They were so close to kissing. He had been vibing with her all day. He's really feeling it. She's really feeling it. They're getting real close. And then he's like, wait, Abe Lincoln's gonna show up.
Dude,
and
he
ruin
like
this.
freaks. He like freaks out. I don't even blame her. He like starts screaming. He's like, "Wah!" And she's like, "What the heck's going on?"
And
It's just a penny.
That's what was. But again, that like was a make sense moment.
Sure.
Where, like,
yeah.
what
Hooky
happens
pokey.
is
That's
a little
clever.
penny rolls down in between the wharf and not almost hits them in a bad way, but just like
It's a
rolls
penny.
off
And it shows up.
and plops on the sand. And she's like, "Why? Like, wow, you just ruined that moment because of a penny. Like, I'm out of here."
Right.
Yeah, because he is honestly kind of crazy. So
Yeah, no, he's creeping
Yeah.
her out for sure.
For sure. He's doing weird stuff. He's being weird. This whole week that his sister's gone and he's watching these kids, he's being a weird guy. I assume from his previous interactions it had been mostly normal.
Yeah.
The rest of his life.
He seemed normal like the first couple of minutes of the movie,
Yeah.
but because things are going a different way, he's acting like a weirdo.
he's getting crazy.
I mean, if this went on much longer, he could have turned into American Psycho. Who knows?
Oh,
Just
dude.
kidding.
yikes.
In the mirror.
I'm just saying, like, what kind of stories? he's
Anyways,
turning into.
so
Business cards.
while this is happening, Kendall is like pissed that
he is mad.
Kendall is very mad that
It's upset.
his arch nemesis or whatever is given a chance, right? So he goes down to the site, quote unquote, where the hotel's going to be built, and he discovers that it's the school. So he's like, great, I can use this to my advantage, because when he went to the school, he saw
Jill.
his niece and nephew there in Jill.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is pretty clever.
Which I won't even lie, I was surprised.
It's like
I was like,
maniacal.
oh my god,
You were
that's
surprised?
awful. That the hotel was gonna be on the
Where
school
the school
site?
was. Yeah, I wasn't expecting
Yeah, I
that.
wasn't expecting that.
Well,
Were
I
you?
wasn't expecting it, but when it happened, I was like, that makes sense.
Sure.
Oh,
Because it was like an easy storyline.
well, no, I mean I got it, but I was like, ooh, evil.
oh,
Who's
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this?
Like,
this
what?
is evil stuff.
For a hotel?
I know.
There are kids learning here right now.
Wow.
You're not
Right?
going to end the school year?
Kids
You're
are
just going
trying
to
to
close
learn
the school?
things.
In the middle of the school year.
What's wrong with
Buy education.
Yeah.
Coming consumerism.
So he's pretty happy because he goes and tells Jill like, so sorry that we're taking your school, which is dirty, playing dirty.
you? Right. And he's like, I'm sure Skeeter knew about it. He's one of the front runners to be the leader of the hotel.
Yeah,
and they
Kendall's
tell
a
him
schneeball.
everything.
That's exactly what he sounded. You could have played this
Yeah,
dude, Andre.
I could have done
Wow.
it. Hit me up for voice acting work. I'm available.
No, live action.
Oh.
You, Kendall
Kendall
Duncan. Duncan. So, anywho, he tells her, she mad, don't ever talk to me again.
Right.
And because of that, he is now getting up to the point where he has to come up with a theme for his hotel. Like, it is coming now.
Right, yeah. It is idea time.
And he has no ideas.
Right.
So he thinks, okay, well, tonight when I tell this, oh
All right.
my gosh, there's going to be a dance right now.
Oh, a dance.
Is there going to be a dance?
Let's pause. Okay, sorry, we had to take a dance break. So the final story
Yes.
that Adam Sandler is embarking on, it's set in space.
It's like wannabe Star Wars kind of
Yeah, I
space
guess,
station.
yeah, it's like a whole space station, and there's another like battle arena basically where Sir Buttkiss, who has a different name.
His name is Kendalo.
Kendalo.
I know because I wrote it down. It's Kendalo versus Skeeto.
Skeeto, but Skeeto he talks like a weird alien, so he doesn't really speak English,
No.
and he has a tall robot furry friend like a Chewbacca, but it's Mickey. He's the other friend.
And
so-
not Mickey Mouse like you would hope. No,
it's Russell Brand, being weird. And so he and Kendalo have to fight in a zero gravity fight, which I thought sounded very cool. And then it started, and I was like, okay, well.
It was much cooler in theory than it was on screen.
Yeah, they're just doing some really basic wire work, like some Peter Pan in a high school stuff. But
No, I'm pretty sure that those girls in their Peter Pan costumes do better than these grown old
very
mans.
true. So they were having a zero gravity fight. They hit each other a couple times. They grab guns that slap each other and stuff like that. And then there's a booger monster that shows up, which is really disgusting.
Yeah,
I
the
really
germs.
Did not like it at all.
Nope. Then the germs attack.
The germs attack. Skeeto uses the germs to his advantage and ends up crushing Kendalo by a booger and winning the
Pretty
day. And
I wrote Buzz Lightyear because I remember seeing Buzz Lightyear, like the
Oh.
one in the parks, but now I can't remember in what. I mean, it was part of this story because I
Right.
wrote it here, but like Buzz Lightyear, like you see him in the costume in the parks, was in like the audience, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I like that. So Skeeto, he wins the tournament or whatever, and he's about to get all the accolades. But then also the kid, Patrick, I think he says, somebody throws a fireball at Skeeto, and he gets incinerated or whatever.
Incinerated. Because I don't want him to get inseminated. Thank you.
And that's the end of that story. So he's like, what?
Adam Sandler's like, cool, I'm going to win, but I'm also going to die.
I'm going to get caught on fire and die. And so he is deathly afraid of fire for the rest of the movie.
Which actually is pretty funny.
It's
like
funny.
I like that part of it because that just adds like this one's actually a funny twist versus like it being
yes,
like a weird.
like he gets a bunch of detriments in this story.
Yes, this one's funny.
They really work against him.
So he's going. So today is the day that he's supposed to give his presentation. So he goes and he realizes that the presentation is going to be at a party, which is the party. Is it a birthday party?
Yes.
For Uncle Vernon.
Yes, it's
Okay.
his birthday.
So it's his birthday party, and that's where they're going to share, their pitches or whatever.
Mhm.
So it's Hawaiian themed, so you can imagine there's fire everywhere.
There's tiki torches and there's fire twirlers and people.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. He pushes a dude that's twirling fire into the pool, which is funny.
and everyone's like, "Why'd you do that?" And he's
It's
like,
he jumped in. It's fine.
So pretty much, unfortunately, I didn't. Okay, so Kendall's idea was that they would have a musical theater hotel.
Yeah, that's his presentation idea.
So he wants to continue with the rock and roll, but he wants it to be like rock and roll musical.
It's a whole musical
Broadway.
themed Broadway hotel where there's
Ridiculous.
I love Broadway, but that was the
girls
worst.
Not a
from
hotel.
every there's the girls from every musical in his little presentation that
And he has to sing that
And
song.
they did a song, and it was okay. So I mean, it was fine, whatever. It was supposed to be the bad presentation.
Yeah.
So Adam Sandler gets up there to do his presentation, but he can't give it, and he's talking like a weirdo, he was.
He got
in the
stung
space
by a
station.
bee on his
in
tongue
his mouth,
earlier.
which is absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
So he was so Russell Brand had to get up and like give the presentation for
Right.
him.
Translate.
Russell
Translate
Brand
it.
is just the weirdest dude.
He actually, I liked him probably the most in this movie because I thought he was
for
pretty
sure,
funny.
but he's
He
such
was
a weird
He
dude.
was really weird at first. At first, I didn't like him, but then he grew up.
He became much more funny like
Yes.
after the second story.
Exactly.
So he gives his presentation, but it doesn't really have a theme. Like the hotel still doesn't really have a
Yeah,
theme.
he says
It's about family.
It's like being away from home.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
a home away from home. Or it shouldn't be like a home away from home. It should be something fun and new and different. And so he eventually says, your fun is only limited by your imagination. And that one really gets old Uncle Vernon. That one hits him in the feels real hard.
And he's
'Cause
like, "Cool, you get it."
you win. You're the guy.
So
You
he's
did
super
it.
excited. Everyone's super excited, but the fire has not happened.
Mhm.
But here comes
The fire.
like
fire
a cake
blazing
volcano.
Volcano.
Yes.
So they're bringing out the cake for Uncle Vernon to say happy birthday. Everyone's singing, like they're getting excited and stuff. And Adam Sandler freaks out.
He's so
Freaks out
nervous
a
that he
lot.
just puts it out with a fire hydrant. I mean,
Oh, yeah. He
fire
bought a bunch
hydrant.
of fire suppressant supplies earlier because he thought he was going to catch on fire. So he just had a fire,
fire
hydrant-
extinguisher.
fire
That's what
extinguisher
that's
on
called.
him at the
Fire
time.
retardant is everywhere.
Yes, and so he just lit up the volcano with fire
Fire extinguisher.
and big
Gets
old
fired.
Uncle
Yeah,
Vern
and
is
it
like,
says,
you're
"You're
fired. I just hired you 20 minutes ago to be the next leader of my hotel,
And
but
you're
you just
fired.
destroyed my cake, and I love cake, so you're fired." And that's it.
And
So
that's
he
that.
literally got
Fired.
fired, which I
Incinerated.
thought was actually funny.
Yeah,
Incinerated.
He got incinerated,
that's another one of those good examples of like the magic turning into like
Yes.
a real thing.
which I'm cool with. See, cool, not cool.
Right. Cool, not cool. So he gets fired, but since he got fired from basically his home, he has to like pack his bags and leave. He has to leave the car there, the truck. He has to
He
pack up
literally
his
has
whole
nothing. He has no
little
job, no
apartment.
home,
Yeah.
no
No
car.
nothing.
So to zoom through the rest of the story, legitimately, he realizes at that point that the hotel is going to be at
the school.
The
at
school
the
site.
school.
Yes.
Like he figures that out.
Yeah, he did not know that this whole time. He really
Right.
didn't. So he realizes like what's going on, and the kids are now going to get like pushed out of their school. Mom, Wendy came
So
back.
she came back. She's at the schools. She's picketing with all the other
Everyone's
teachers
picketing.
and stuff.
Everyone's mad. And which one is it? Is it Jill? Jill's like
Yeah.
going to go in, and she makes the
Yes.
plea to Uncle Vernon,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like,
Well, yeah, Jill's like going after him.
right.
Yeah.
And Jill's like, this is not gonna happen, and blah blah blah.
Right.
And she brings it in. The reason that she
So she like convinces him to change the location. Adam Sandler, he takes Jill, I think, to
Okay, I'll say what happened. So Jill's going after Uncle Vernon, basically being like, "Stop it! You can't do this." And he's like, "It's too late. It's already been approved, right?" So they're in City Hall, like saying like it's going to be approved. I have my meeting right now, and she's like following after him into the meeting. When he
well,
goes
I know
into
what this
the
part,
meeting,
but there was another.
he realizes that
The zoning commissioner
Yeah.
was the head lady that was mean to Adam Sandler
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
restaurant
doing
during
the hokey pokey.
so she like owes him a favor, basically.
Yes.
and she decides that it is
It's
absolutely
denied.
not going to get approved, but they can build the hotel in Santa Monica
right, in a
instead.
different place with a beachfront
Which
property.
I guess
What
works
a
out.
concept!
Yeah. So
Oh, you don't have to
Everything's
tear down a
fixed.
school for a hotel,
That's
but you
crazy.
can just put it on a beach.
he was
Oh.
he was the beach was his first option, but then the beach wasn't available. So next logical choice,
A
an
school.
elementary school. Let's just mess this place up. But I feel like we missed the part where he was packing up, and then the narrator, who was played by his like dad, Marty, the original hotel owner, he's like narrating and talking to Skeeter, and Skeeter's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And the narrator's like, well, what happened in all the stories that we told when you were kids? It's the end of the second act. This is where you get a big crazy idea and do something dumb and courageous. And then he goes to like break up the
Yeah, I didn't
school
like the
stuff.
breaking
Yes.
of the fourth wall.
That was like breaking of the
Yeah, I don't know what
inside,
wall that was.
like bathroom
Yeah,
wall,
he was talking to the narrator. He wasn't even talking to us.
which is like the 15th wall. I don't
Right,
know.
There's a lot of walls.
Omniscient wall.
Yes. So, meanwhile, Kendall, he is at the school, ready. He's rigging it with explosives.
He is so excited.
He
to
has
blow
issues.
this
he
school
is
up,
he
man.
is ready to blow it up. He's got people there, but it turns out that the kids went inside. Bobby and Patrick, they went inside for some reason. They got to save the school somehow, I guess, was their little tiny brain logic.
I rolled my eyes hard at this one.
And so while they were in there, Kendall's getting ready to blow the place up. And then they get word that somebody might be inside. And so the guy that's with him, and the engineer, he goes, hey, we got to check the room before we start making booms. And I laughed at that a lot.
You did laugh at that a lot.
I laughed at that a lot. But so Skeeter, he gets on a motorcycle with Jill. They race through the
Just a
through
bunch
the
of
streets.
crazy
They
tales.
go through a whole bunch of stuff. And then eventually they get to the school, and he like,
Clocks him.
yeah, he throws an entire motorcycle into this dude or whatever.
Oh, hold on. You missed the part where they jump over and through a train.
Yes.
And inside the train car
Is the
It's
Indian.
Rob Schneider
is Rob Schneider
holding
with
the
his
wallet,
in his hand.
still
and
full
he,
of cash.
and he swipes it back.
Gets the wallet back, so that's
Oh,
wow.
God.
Good callback movie.
Thank you for that.
So they do that.
It's fine. The school is safe.
They jump off the bike. He punches Kendall in the face. The school is saved. No bombs go
And
off.
he kisses Jill.
And then he gets the kiss from Jill. And then,
And then the little boy gets kissed by Trisha.
Oh yeah, Trisha.
Yearwood.
Yearwood.
No, not Yearwood.
Trisha Sparks or something like that.
Yeah, Trisha.
The
Who's
kids-
Sparks.
like 2 or 3 years older than him or
She's
something.
like 2 years older than her. He's like, she's hot. I don't know what to
She's
tell
hot
you.
with his little lisp.
I'm 6. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a happy ending for basically everybody,
Except for Kendall.
except for Kendall. But you know he's a bad guy, so whatever.
Yeah, because he decides to open his own hotel.
Yeah, Skeeter.
And
opens
then
his
why
own
did he
hotel.
hire Kendall and that person to work there? I don't know.
The concierge lady.
Oh, because he wanted to torture them, I guess.
And
But
they obviously had no other prospects if they have to work
yeah,
at the
what
new
is
Marty's
couldn't
motel.
get a job at any other hotel at all.
But it was was pretty cool. It looked like they moved it to like Palm Springsy area at
Yes.
least.
Yeah.
And
So
they modeled it after his dad's original hotel.
Yeah, so now they have Marty's Motel, and they have a whole like loft area on the top where they roast their marshmallows and stuff.
They're a whole little
That
family.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked that.
It was fun. And then
But apparently the mom is still not invited because it's
Yeah.
literally
Or-
Jill.
okay, she's just hanging
Him.
out at her house by herself. She has no husband and no kids now.
And no Bugsy because he's on the roof eating marshmallows.
And farting. He farted. He farted to end the movie.
Did he really?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. I
Mhm.
did.
It's like the last thing Bugsy ever did. He was fart.
It was ridiculous. Bugsy.
So, yeah. Bugsy. So yeah,
what
that's
does this have on the Rotten
that's
Tomato?
Bedtime Stories.
Because
Oh, funny you
I feel
should
like
ask.
it's not
It's
great.
funny you should ask. He's looking at it as you speak.
The Rotten Tomatoes
Felt
score
like it's not
for this
great.
movie is 26%.
Whoa.
That's pretty.
It's pretty
down
rotten.
there.
That's based on 109 critic reviews, and they
I
average.
thought you were going to say that's based on 100%.
That's based on
I was like-
100% realness.
I was
no,
like, wow, okay.
it's
You're
based
right.
on 109 critic reviews that average out to about 4.8 out of 10 for all of them. But hey, guys, there's also the audience score, and the audience score for this movie is 55%. So not that great either, you know.
No, but that's, I think, where I'm about.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what's worse than that on the tomato meter?
What?
Avatar, the last bender.
Oh yeah.
King
movie.
Kong's new group.
He's the last all the benders.
He's the last
I think it was like a
airbender.
5%.
He's the last firebender.
5%.
I think it's like a 5%.
Oh, it's so bad. You want to watch it? Let's do
No.
it.
I
I want to
mean,
watch it. I
it's
started
99
watching
cents.
Friends yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with bending?
She
I
can't-
ain't got no time to watch
can't
no
make
I ain't
time.
got no
I ain't
time.
got no time to watch no Ang.
And no
Ong
ang.
in this
No
one.
ang ong. Oh, it's ong. Ang ong.
So despite those scores, this movie did end up making some money.
It made Adam Sandler
Like
money,
what?
probably.
So it had a budget of $80 million, and it
Okay.
ended up making $212 million.
See, but that just justifies the fact that they can keep making movies like this because they'll still make money.
yeah, 'cause people will
No,
go.
that's,
But-
very true.
The funny thing about this release is that it only released in the U.S. and Canada. So it made like $100 million here and $100 million in Canada, but it wasn't released anywhere else, which I found to be a little bit odd. Do like other markets just like hate Adam Sandler, or they?
Or maybe they
Couldn't
just
get on
knew
board
it
with-
wasn't going to be that big.
Yeah, I don't know, or maybe they just didn't have the budget to release it worldwide. It's
Well,
it's
it's funny
interesting to
that
me.
you bring that up because not so much the domestic versus international, but I was thinking the other day, I wasn't like hardcore thinking about it, but it was just like Emily musing, and it trips me out that movies continue to come out that are 100% C movies,
Yes,
like
that's true.
grade C movies,
Mhm.
and those are the ones that come out the most. I
Yeah.
mean, you have blockbusters that come out. Like, I mean, take like Marvel out of it because Marvel is such a new
It's an
concept.
anomaly.
It's an anomaly concept, and like Harry Potter types, like anything
Sure,
that has
big-
those
big franchises.
big franchises. But like, blockbusters don't really come out. Maybe one every 5 years, like
Right,
a
yeah.
movie that's just like everyone loves it, everyone goes to it.
Avatar.
Yes, Avatar,
Regular
Not that
Avatar.
the other one.
the Alien, James
Yeah.
Cameron, Avatar.
Titanic, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But like these C movies come out all the time,
Yeah.
and they definitely make their money back, and they definitely, you know, they do well enough to have made the movie. But like, there's not that much great acting out there. There's not that much great film out there, and unfortunately, I feel like at this point we're gonna get into those live action movies that are like, I mean, it's a 5, maybe a 6,
Yeah.
and but we can't really be mad at them for making it because, like you said, they're making their money.
Yeah, they are.
They absolutely are.
And so
Because
it's
we
not,
keep going to see them.
And you know what? We all have a grade C movie that we thoroughly enjoy. So they'll keep busting them out.
Oh yeah, you know, some great scenes.
I'll
are
watch
my
I'll Be
number
Home for
one.
Christmas.
I was just
every
gonna
year.
say I'll be home for Christmas.
Listen,
for
okay,
Michelle.
they released the line. They released the lineup like it's some fancy festival for the Disney Plus things that are going to be out.
Yes, yes.
And that's on there. And guess
Yes,
what?
it is.
I'm gonna watch it because you know what? That's my grade C
Yeah.
plus movie.
There
right
was a lot of stuff on there that
Also,
Disney Plus is going to open a whole bunch of doors for the Walt
Unfortunately,
here.
we are gonna be like the year
know
of
what?
shutdown.
Yeah.
But our
It's gonna be
listeners,
2020.
might not think it's unfortunate what we're planning on doing this winter.
Oh, that's
We'll
true.
talk about
Yeah,
that
we
later.
got cool
Once
stuff
Disney
coming.
Plus
That's
comes
to
out,
come.
we on another level,
Because there
y'all.
was a good list for that, Emily. You'll be happy.
That's
Oh no, I read the list. Trust me, I was all on it this
Oh, well,
morning.
then we're going to be doing some what's up in here.
you know what's.
They don't know, but we know.
Oh, we
We
know.
know.
We
but that's
know.
okay.
We had a meeting before this. We know.
We know.
We have
But yeah, so I
meetings.
guess it's just funny because this is the prime example of a movie that's really, I mean, it's mediocre.
Yeah.
But like, if it hits you on a level for some like clicky reason as to why you would like it, then it's gonna be like, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a favorite, but it's gonna be like, oh, I really liked
Santa
Bedtime
Claus
Stories.
eating donuts, man.
Yeah, if Adam Sandler is like your favorite comedian or whatever,
Yeah,
then
you'll probably watch it.
You'll probably
Oh, for
watch
sure.
and enjoy this movie thoroughly. you know?
I'm okay with Adam Sandler in 50 First Dates, and that's about it. That's the best Adam Sandler movie.
I like Adam Sandler in some stuff.
IMO, in my opinion.
I am HO, in my honest opinion.
I didn't say honest. I said
She's like, it was
opinion.
my lying opinion.
was-
Thank you.
Unopinion.
All right, so
well,
give your
let's
numbers.
rate it. I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
I'm going to give it a 6 because I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Like, again, I had the bar, and it was right at the bar, which I was expecting it to come under the bar that I had put at the bar. The music was pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
it was pretty good across the bar. There were some definite things I didn't like.
Yeah.
Would I watch it again, like, in the background? Maybe. It
Possibly.
wasn't awful.
I guess if
Um,
my future child, really liked this movie, then yeah, I'd put it on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nah.
I like the imaginative aspects of it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
Magical
awful.
realism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had good ideas. It was a good concept for a movie, for a Disney movie specifically. Like when whoever, I don't know how the pitching went down for this, but if it was like Disney optioning Happy Madison and be like, hey, you guys want to make a Disney movie? And then they're like, okay, I guess we'll think of Bedtime Stories. Or what I think is more likely is that like somebody at Happy Madison was like,
Yeah.
hey, I got an idea for like a kids movie. Could we do that? Is that possible? And then I was like, yeah, let's show it to Disney. And Disney
Yeah.
was like, okay, sure, we'll buy it. And then that's probably what happened.
I feel like that's exactly
Yeah.
what happened
Mhm.
because it does not feel like a Disney movie
Right.
to me.
It definitely
does
doesn't.
not have
it
a
doesn't
Disney
at
feel
all.
No.
at all because the humor's not Disney.
Mhm.
Not that that's a bad thing. It's just
Right.
that it
It's
just
Adam
doesn't-
Sandler humor.
It's Adam Sandler humor
Toned down.
and the imaginative pieces of the stories are too simple for Disney. I would say.
Yeah, they're not they're like not magical enough.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
But that's not bad.
No,
but
it's not a bad thing.
But I can see where, if you are an Adam Sandler person, this
Yeah.
would be all up your alley.
And I
Yeah.
bet a person like Adam Sandler has a lot of like leeway in that because movies they'll give notes throughout
Sure.
the production of a film. So if Disney's over here saying like make it more magical, make it better, make it more for kids, do all this other stuff, and Adam Sandler's like, no, we're Happy Madison, we're gonna do our thing, we're gonna make the movie we want to make, and if you don't want Adam Sandler and the Adam Sandler team, then we can walk or whatever. And then they're like, all right, well,
I can
make that
imagine this
movie.
is how that went. Okay, well then we'll add in a guinea pig with huge eyes.
Yeah.
Sounds
Basically.
good. Do
Great.
it.
Hooray.
Okay.
Everybody wins except the audience who has to look at Bugsy. So yeah, I'm gonna give the movie like a 5.5. We're basically right in the middle between you guys.
I was gonna give it a 5.5, but I was trying to, give it a 5.5
Yeah, you know.
average.
We all averaged about the same,
It's a
though.
5.5, y'all.
it had some fun moments. It was silly. It was fun and a simple story, but also the inconsistencies with the story were throwing me off, and it doesn't stack up to some.
But
of the
it's
stuff
fine, you
Oh,
guys.
you trying
know
to
why?
say it's not like a Beauty and the Beast? You trying to say it ain't no Aladdin?
But you know why it's
Say
fine?
no
You
Aladdin.
know why it's
It
fine?
ain't no Lion King.
You know why it's fine?
Why is it fun?
Because the next movie we're doing is good.
Next movie we're doing is pretty good.
But not everyone thinks so.
That's true.
Well,
I liked it.
I liked it, but I
I've seen
also
it once.
only saw it once.
I've only seen it once as well.
Okay, good. And Luis has only seen it
All right,
once.
we're getting into spoopy season, so we're going to watch a spoopy
Stop.
We're
movie.
getting into the
Okay, literally, I'll
spookies.
have you know that my cousin...
I'll
Okay.
have you know.
Anyways, Andre, side story. I say spoopy and not spooky because it's a thing, but apparently people don't know it's a thing.
It's a thing on the
Because
internet. People
Andre
say
and I
spooky.
went to go see It Chapter 2, and on my Instagram story...
Okay, first off, you just said itch.
I said It Chapter.
No, you put it together. You said itch.
Itch after 2.
After 2.
It Chapter 2, and I put on my Instagram story, it's spoopy season, and my cousin texted me and said, "Did you mean to write spooky? Is that a mistake? What does spoopy mean? I don't get it." And I was like, "You're thinking too far into this."
Well, I kind of did the same thing. I wrote back like with hecka laughy faces because I thought she had misspelled it.
Well, you're not the only one.
And then I looked it up because then I thought like, no, Michelle doesn't usually have problems with grammar. So then I like look it up on Urban Dictionary. It's like spoopy is supposed to be funny, creepy,
like,
and spooky all at the same time. I'm like,
Fun spooky.
I won't lie.
You're trying to pretend the clowns were spoopy, okay? Because they're really spooky.
Okay, here's the deal. I'll have you know.
Oh.
I do not like the phrase spoopy, okay?
And no, neither does anybody, but
like
guess
it.
why I like saying it? Because people are like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, my goodness. We're leaving these people in suspense. What are we watching?
Oh, it's spoopy season, so we're watching dun, 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 Maleficent.
Maleficent.
The live action.
And
The
just so you
live
know, in my
action.
notes it says we're watching Maleficent in October, like that's the name of the movie.
Maleficent in October.
We're watching it in October
You
because
won't believe her fall
because
looks.
it's a scary, not really
Because it's
scary.
spoopy.
Because it's a villainous movie.
And also because Maleficent 2 is about to come out in theaters, so we wanted to get y'all ready for that.
Yeah, we gotta brush up on our Angelina Jolie cheekbones.
Yeah, dude. She's rocking them cheekbones in
All
this
I'm
movie.
saying is this.
Also,
role
I'll have you know
was
that
for
those
her.
Have you know.
cheekbones are prosthetics. They put prosthetic cheekbones on her.
But not much. I bet they didn't
No,
have to
I'm
make a
pretty
big
sure that's all
prosthetic.
her.
It's mostly
They're
her
prosthetic
cheekbones.
I'll show you the video.
I believe you,
I
but-
sent you the video.
but have you seen her real cheekbones?
I don't believe
Because
you.
they
They're
wild.
prosthetic.
They wild.
Anyway.
I think I have a kid that's like jumping over the.
Is it Adeline?
I'm literally laying on the ground, looking outside my gate, outside my sliding glass window,
Nice
and I just
going,
see a
huh?
baby head popping up and down over the top. It's
Darn.
definitely my 6-month-old Olivia. Luis is throwing her up in the air. She can't hold her neck up straight. She's about to get
Right? She's like,
whiplash.
Put me
Anywho.
down.
So
Anywho,
we're
so
gonna
yes.
watch Maleficent in
Maleficent,
October,
2014's live action Maleficent.
coming out on 10/14. Can't wait. Let's do it.
It's gonna be fun. So
Bye.
join us then for that. Join us on social media in the meantime at the Walt Pod everywhere. We're on every podcast platform, Anchor, the Stitcher, Twit. We're on Twit too. iTunes, YouTube, Google Play, Spotify. We're everywhere. So wherever you're subscribed, go there, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of Bedtime Stories and what you think of Adam Sandler and what you think of Bugsy. If you love Bugsy,
I hate you.
you have to let us
No,
know
I'm just
because we need to interview you. We have to do a whole thing because
I need to know about your childhood. I need to know about your other likes.
what makes you like that. Why are you like that?
And if you want to be our paparazzi,
Paparazzi, yeah.
you can find us
We are
everywhere.
yeah, we're all over the place. I mentioned a lot of the places. Send us an email to contact@thewaltvaultpod.com. I'll read your message on the show. That's fun. And that's going to be it for now. We'll see you guys next time. The vault is now closed.